We're going to be giving some analysis now. So, last week we saw Xenex play Mirage versus CEX, and actually they went OT, and that was the first game, or the first day actually playing with Dances, and now they've had a week of practice. The question is, how they practice Mirage? Not really too sure yet. And on the contrary, we've got CAZ, who just came back from China, and they actually must have been scrimming before that, and they've had time together, and obviously seeing each other in person, playing together in person. They've built that synergy, unlike most other teams have from the UK. So CAZ will win the knife. They will probably start on the CT side, and Xenex here, we know that they've got notorious weak T sides, and especially today as the IGL is under the weather. How much will it impact them?
Well, I mean, you'd hope not too much, but obviously
if you're vomiting, you've got other things on your mind apart from the game. Let's put it like that.
They're already under pressure in that sense. Mirage, hopefully we're going to be seeing a little bit of a better performance than Cobble's still coming out from these guys. But as you pointed out, T side potentially going to be an issue. CAZ are going to be starting CT. If they can get the ball rolling, if they can get under the skin of Xenex, there's a chance we could see CAZ actually manage to make this 2-0 fairly convincingly.
So the kit and 2 flashes, not the kit smoke, actually quite strange. You usually see the kit smoke coming out just so you can throw the smoke into the bomb and then defuse. Very hard for those Glocks to get the headshot, but Jakin with the early aggression with his 5-7 takes down 1. Actually gets traded though, Jakin with 2. It's a 1-man lead, and CAZ, they have all the information.
Jake will not be working in tandem to make sure the frags come in early on, but Xenex is going to be responding in kind and with one more as well, leaving MCK and Dream to come in on the rotate and try and claim this site back. So that's going to be the bomb down at least for Xenex, and a chance to make this one work. Neither of the players on the side of CAZ have the kit as well, so that is still to be found. Shouldn't be too impossible, but still a little bit of a spanner in the works.
Yeah, the kit has dropped just outside Palace. Can they get the early frag here? The bomb taken away slowly, and they have no kit. Not picked up yet. Peggy, though, towards default. Gets 1. Knows where the second player is. If they just hide now and play smart, play off each other's peaks, cover each other, there's no way they can lose this, and it's looking like Xenex will pick up the pistol.
MCK going to be the last left alive, but Jakey going to be finishing him off fairly quickly, as Xenex managed to find the first. That is a good way to start things off after the last map.
To talk about that, usually when you play a T-pistol round and you're going towards A, you either have the Palace burst, 3 towards Palace, 2 towards ramp, or you have the heavy towards ramp and only 1 Palace. And that round, when you had the 2 CT players pushing towards ramp, they got ramp pressure. The problem is, unfortunately for them, they were the 2 players in Palace, and they flanked them, came out balcony, and took both those players down. Jakin there with a 5-7 HE grenade, didn't even get to use it. So when he was battling those players that came out Palace, just got aim punched and went down, and that was the round for Xenex.
Yeah, now we're going to be seeing CAZ trying to come back with a round of their own, actually investing extremely heavily into this one. Nobody going to be holding back for that 4th round AWP. Instead, it's going to be full pistol armor, a couple of Deagles, a couple of CZs, and a single P250 on Roma. But with head armor attached, Xenex, though, they should be ready for this. I mean, the pistol armor, potential to catch a couple of players off guard if they're not really holding on to the strongest weapons, but 3 rifles and a couple of SMGs should be more than enough to deal with this fast.
Shaney has the MAC-10, so if worse comes to worse, Shaney can just run into one of these sites and get all the information he needs. If he just jumps into B, spots 4 players, just rotate towards A. There's only 1 player there, so it's going to be very hard for CAZ to win this unless Xenex just pull the trigger really early and fully commit towards this B bomb site. Hopefully we will see Shaney, though, go for the information plate with his MAC-10. It's not the end of the world if he dies. And actually, with this final T player rotating in from mid, it may just be the B commit.
Looks like we're going to be seeing that indeed. A couple of players out in front of the rifles, going to be clearing the early angles. Roma, though, still able to find one before he goes down. Jakey and Dancy's doing their job, but Ozzy coming in with a frag of his own. So, going to be a costly one for Xenex at the very least, but with Jakey as the last man left, it does look like it should still be one we're going to be seeing these guys pick up.
Still the bomb on there. It's actually only 2 alive. The 1 versus 2 will go down. JT will flank him from his right side, and CAZ, they got 3 kills. The bomb did not go down for Xenex, so it's actually not the end of the world for CAZ. Not that bad of a force buy. Obviously, when you do go for the full force, you do want to win that round. It's not like when you go for the full eco, where you just want to get a few kills onto the, take away a few guns on the T side. But anyway, going to be the full eco now. USPs, P250s, and I believe all players forced there. Not too sure. Yes, all players on the CT side forced there, so we will not see an AWP come out early on for CAZ. So that could be, pretty impactful on their CT side, trying to get those early CT, picks, which are so prevalent on Mirage. I mean, if you have a hard time saying my words there, my bad. What I'm trying to say is, without the AWP, it's hard to get the early picks on the CT side, and with the AWP, you hold down mid with it, so it's so much easier to hold mid with an AWP than a rifle. And obviously, if you get the spawn towards Palace, spawn towards A ramp, you can hold for the early ramp aggression. Peek towards Palace, get an early kill. If you have the spawn towards B, you can run B and just slowly walk, push B, and get the information, get the early pick towards B apps.
Well, I mean, again, that's something I mentioned in the last round, and it's something that I was actually going to ask you to elaborate on, is what do you think we're going to be seeing coming out of CAZ in the next round? This one, obviously, a little bit of a given on the side of Xenex to deal with not having the AWP in their hands.
Depends. If It really depends. If they want to buy the AWP, then they might just go for mid control. If it stays to 5 rifles, maybe 4 rifles, and SMG, we probably will see these smokes towards maybe a set B play. Here comes the Molotov though. Jacob, just no armor and a P250, going to have to find some insanely close range headshots if he wants to take this round. But instead, will fall. There's the B bomb site. JT holding up top mid, just going to get those rotations in, trying to kill them while the CTs rotate. We'll go down though. It's one gun taken out of the T's hands.
Indeed it is, and it's an AK as well, straight into the hands of MCK. What the rest of CAZ are going to be doing, I don't think a huge amount. MCK probably going to be wanting to take that gun away and hold on to it for the next round. The rest of them going to be seeing if there's any exits up for grabs, but right now, they're just not having a great time finding the players.
Yeah, you just have to, exit as a team here, and actually, Dream will get spotted out. So we saw Xenex get the pistol run on their CT on the other first pistol on the last map, and they actually lost straight away to the force buy. But now they've got the 3 rounds early on, so maybe the momentum will, come forward with them, and they can get the first buy round. And if they do, they can actually take this, second map in this best of 2. If they can get the, rounds early on the board on their T side, and then switch over to that CT and have an easier time there. So, do they buy the AWP? They have the money to buy the AWP, obviously. Jakey can throw that Galil to Dances, and then, Jakey can buy the AWP and drop it to Shaney. Or will they opt to keep the rifles? So, no, Shaney will have the AWP, so I'm expecting them to go mid, smoke top mid, Molotov connector, do the standard stuff. Actually, we have the player there smoking top mid. And actually, no one going towards ramp, so this could be the B split, maybe even a fast B split. So we shall see.
They're also going to be laying a couple of rounds down, but mid control still looking like it's going to be going Xenex's way. Dream, though, going to be in an advanced position up short, ready to cut anybody off. So mid going to be a little bit of a tough time for Xenex, but they're going to be able to work their way through potentially early on, especially as Dream's now falling back, not really having a chance to find anything. So this is what Xenex want. They're setting themselves up, they're grabbing that map control, and they are going to be ready to split sites soon. So
the window smoke comes out, and this is where now Shane needs to find a pick from mid. He can either go short, peek towards connector, try and get peek onto the boxes, try and find a frag there, maybe a ticket booth. Problem is that no one's peeking into him on the CT side, and he's right now currently holding from Delpan towards B short, but there's no one going to peek into him. Dream obviously showing aggression early on, but he's falling back smartly. This is quite bad. If Xenex can't get the first frag here, being a man down, it's going to be a lot harder for them. Actually, they do. JT just walks out ramp, and someone takes the frag there. MCK and Palace, maybe not giving the information to Aussie that someone could walk out ramp.
Well, I don't think he knew. He didn't get too aggressive there. Potentially still going to be a threat, though, if they do decide to grab this site. They're rotating the bomb in now, so if he holds off till the retake starts, he's going to be in a good place. It's just about whether the rest of his team are going to be there to greet him when it happens, because currently they're being cut down. Roma finally manages to answer back, but MCK leaves to try and help. Well, yep, as you said, he gets taken down a little bit prematurely, meaning it's going to be Roma with no utility left, just running away, trying to hold on to that M4. And giving round number 4 to Xenex. So
MCK, they're pushing into Palace, gets the information that he's called to his teammates. There's no on Palace, probably not going to be an A attack after they had the mid control. But actually, it was the JT slowly walking out of ramp, going towards Tetris and finds the frag onto Aussie that was rotating from connector to jungle. Shoots him in the back, and that completely opens up the A bomb site. And actually having, I believe it was Peggy, just running straight to CT, catches Jacob on the rotate. MCK pulling the trigger, maybe a little bit too early from Palace. Should have probably waited for that bomb to go down. Only 28 seconds on the clock, so if you stop the bomb going down, it applies a lot more pressure than just killing one player and getting traded, but he actually doesn't even find a frag. So, not the best for him there. Unfortunate scenes for them. Question is, though, can CAZ... They might even force off this rifle. I believe they will, actually.
Well, we're about to find out now. Let's see what we're going to be having CAZ do. It does look like we're going to be seeing some pistol armors come out. MCK grabbing himself that Deagle and a little bit of Kevlar. Other people just going for the Deagles and actually a CZ on Aussie alone. So, not the strongest buy, a little bit of a force to try and help Roma out.
They could have forced, though.
Yeah, but
Dream had 4,000. Roma had 3.2k, so they could have dropped 2 rifles there, or had 2 more rifles that had 3 rifles, but instead opt for the full save. Dream will go down early to Jakey. And I believe this is Dream trying to save for his AWP. He had 4,000, so instead of dropping that rifle, he's instead going to save for the AWP into the next round. And the question is, will he go for the early aggression, try and get an early pick, or will he just play more passive and play for the late round, frags and play?
Yeah, still this round to come up first, and CAZ still not going to be completely out of it. The one frag on Dream is responded by Roma, finds himself one of his own with that rifle. The players on the pistol still potentially going to be able to do damage if they figure out what's going on. At the moment, it's going to be Aussie, the sole man towards B, and in a very aggressive position indeed. He might just get caught out. Peggy finds him as he goes for a little bit more of an inquisitive push, and that means that Xenex are just going to rush it.
So the B contact actually working out. I believe it was Aussie there falling early on, and unfortunately for him, sorry, Dream and Aussie there falling early on. Shenny gets the frag onto Roma as he rotates from Kitchen. Jaken on the fast flank takes down Peggy. The problem is the bomb is already planted, so without a kit, not really too much they can do. MCK might even opt to save this armor. And the Deagle, I mean, if Dream buys an AWP, he can just drop the Deagle over, save the armor, and save himself $650. But looks like he's trying to take a few guns out of the Xenex side, but we'll go down to Shaney's AWP, and that will be 5 rounds on the board now for Xenex. So, CAZ sitting at 0 rounds. They will have the AWP onto Dream. MCK actually could have bought another one there. Probably should have had MCK drop the AWP there of 6.6k. Could have been a GoTV bug. Not really too sure, but Dream will have no utility, and that could be a problem if he's playing towards mid. You know, not having the Molotov towards back boxes, only having one flash. So if the early mid aggression does come out, it could be fatal for them. But Dream with the Palace spawn will go for the early pick. The problem for him is, though, there's no one Palace.
Yeah, nobody to run into at this point. Xenex again going to have men stood up ramp, but nobody really playing too aggressive. Jakey almost going for it, but deciding not to in the end. MCK going to be grabbing a position we saw him in earlier, again pushing through Palace. It's just a matter of, is he actually going to get to spot anyone this time?
Yeah, but they have Dream there, CT. Actually going to fall back from CT, so could have had him just watch ramp, and then had MCK for the backstab in Palace. Shaney, though, doesn't expect MCK here. As the pistol out gets shot down, and as I mentioned before, where Shaney is usually where the T attack will come, and now these smoke swords are going to be so readable, they might even opt to fake it.
Jacob going to be lining himself up, ready to pick anybody who comes through Ram. Obviously, Palace still entirely in their control, and Xenex struggling for map control anywhere else. They're going to have JT stood in mid currently. We'd assume he's not going to be finding himself too far ahead, but Peggy straight out finds himself one. JT manages to pick up Dream with the molly, and suddenly Xenex have a way into the site. Aussie comes through to try and grab himself something. Finds JT coming in through from mid, but can't really work his way onto the site just yet, and Dantes is lining up to take him down. Now it's Roma and MCK stuck in a position where they're going to have to end up going for the retake, and Peggy actually with the aggression going to be finishing Roma off early.
The problem is that MCK, they know where he is. Dantes will get the trade. I mean, if you're MCK, you get the early frag onto Shaney, and I believe ramp was smoked at the time, so he could have just fallen back from Palace, gone towards ramp, and Xenex still would have thought he was in Palace, so they would have been expecting the backstab there. So MCK will go down just one frag, but the problem is his impact on the round happens so late. The round's already over by the time he does get his frag. And we saw what happened in the last round where CAZ got aggressive towards B, so it's not really the end of the world that, you know, Xenex don't show too much map pressure, as we saw Roma there not really opting in for that B aggression. Doesn't want to go for information, but Dream with the spawn tries to get early aggression towards underpass, and this is the problem now. He could be trapped in mid, but instead Xenex opting in just to play passive towards mid. They're expecting the CT aggression to be there.
Yeah, nobody managing really to be taken out by Dream. He has to fall back in the end. As you said, though, going to have a clear path back if he does decide to head through mid, as once more Xenex just aren't going to be there. This time it's going to be B, it looks like, at least to start things off. JT now getting the smokes out. And Shaney just going to be watching to see if he can find the pick. Yeah, Roma almost giving him an early one. Does manage to spot the man, and now that's going to be CAZ with a little bit more to work off of.
You might not want to go towards B here, or maybe just try and fake it with some nades, because as you've just seen there, Shaney whiffing the shot into the jump peak. Very hard shot to hit, so you can't really expect him to get it, but does expect Dream on the boost there, so does get the entry. Still, though, 3 players on the early rotation from the CT side.
Dantes though manages to deal with one. Jaken going to be coming through, seeing what he can do. Finds Peggy, but gets tagged down so low. Jakey with one more. But it's going to be Jacob on 1 HP as the last man there, as MCK again is going to be a little bit late to the party. He has himself the M4. He's going to be coming in from apps, but Shaney expects it, takes him down, and leaves it 7-0 in Xenex's favor.
That was well played there from Shaney. Doesn't quite hit the shot on the guy jump peeking, but does expect the player boost. That's a hard angle to hit, and obviously does net them the first frag, and the opening frag onto the B bomb site. The problem was, though, he did miss the earlier shot, so there was 3 players for CAZ on the B bomb site. But as they were rotating in, the T's were already out balcony, so you saw what happened when those players were trying to jump out of window. Dances on balcony, just shot them down, and that was the round there for Xenex.
Yep, and this one not looking so great for CAZ, as they're going to be starting it with pistols or pistol armors. No utility and a man down. Jacob dropped early on. Xenex again in the driving seat, and looking like they're going to be winning the half before CAZ can even put one up.
Yeah, such a stark contrast from last map. I mean, on last map, Xenex T-sides were looking awful, and right now they're looking really strong. Dances there gets the flash of mid, does take down Dream. 2-man lead now, just armor and a deagle on MCK, so unless he can pull off a miracle here, I don't really see much going into this round for CAZ. Looking like 8-0, but the thing is, it's still winnable for CAZ. If they get 4 rounds on their CT side, they can do the same back to Xenex. That's the thing. They can do the same back. So we saw what happened when CAZ were on their T side and Xenex were on their CT. So Problem is, though, CAZ are going to have to find 4 rounds, and it's already 8 rounds in, and they're going to lose this one. So, can they muster something to pull back from 8-0? Once they get the first round, I feel like they can start rolling. It's always that first round that's the hardest to get.
So you feel
tactical
like
pause will come out, I believe. I believe it's tactical. Actually, no, it gets
zombies,
unpaused. Gets unpaused instantly, so they're opting not to go for the pause. Jake with the auto sniper could go for some B-apps aggression with that. Or maybe even opt to stay CT, and if they do go towards A with set smokes towards A, they're going to be shut down by this auto sniper.
Could this be the power play to get the ball rolling here? Could this be what starts CAZ off in the right direction again, though? We're going to be seeing a little bit of aggression from MCK towards Palace. And again, nobody's going to be meeting him. I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing similar things to the last couple of rounds come out here, where he just sort of either gives himself away or doesn't really act at the right moment and ends up causing issues within the round.
He's pushed Palace 3 rounds in a row now. Someone from Xenex has to push Palace. I'm sorry, but if you're doing smokes towards A and you're playing so passive towards mid, they're not opting to go for the fast smokes. It's quite strange what they're doing, actually. I can't really read it too well. Usually you see the 4 smokes coming out, 3 smokes coming out, 1 player ramp holding for the ramp aggression, then the 1 player Palace with a Molotov. Could have been JT that he does have the Molotov, but instead he's top mid. He's 17 HP being tagged by that AWP, I believe, so not the best scenes here. Dance just want to retake Palace. He probably expects MCK to be here. But, okay, I'll take that back. He doesn't. MCK's pushed it 3 times, but still catches Dances off guard. Now the auto summon for Jacob gets 1, but does get traded. Aussie, though. Jungle is not smoked. Strange considering that they were opting up to line those smokes up, but Aussie gets the frag there as well. Roman with another one. Peggy will go down to MCK, and that's obviously a very poor round for Xenex there. But the first round on the board for CAZ, so can they get the ball rolling? Can they get more rounds? Or will they be reset straight away?
Yeah, this round is going to be what we see to sort of decide how the rest of this half might play out. Obviously, they find themselves 1, but as you said, they're in a prime position to be reset.
Weird. Like, okay, so on Virtus Pro, you have Pasha that goes for the solo mid control, right? He'll have his teammate smoke top mid, flash over mid, he'll Molotov connector, then he'll smoke window himself and flash short, and that's how he take mid control himself. Instead, we saw JT there just on top of boxes doing absolutely nothing, being a waste of space at top mid, and I believe it was Romer, I can't remember who it was actually, that pushed up from B short and just took him down. So now the mid default coming out from Xenex, they're going to have control of mid. Can Shaney with his AWP get picked some? The problem is he's at top mid right now, so he's not really playing too aggressive, but JT gets the first frag onto MCK, and now they know there might not be a lurk in Palace. It could be a set play towards A.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, they can actually feel secure about that position. Still not going to be looking for it too early on as the man finds the pick and falls back fast towards the bomb. Interesting to see what we're going to be seeing coming out here. It looks like we're going to be seeing the bomb moving more towards B, so short control going to be what they're going for here. Dancy's out straight away, finds himself 1. Roman going to be in a place where he can respond, but if he gets caught off guard here, if he gets caught as the sole man on site,
yep,
this could be just game over for CAZ.
Really good frag there for Dances, even though it does get traded so much more in the T favor there. That frag from Dances that leaves Roman alone at the site. Molotov's coming out now. He is benched, going to get 1 frag. He needs to hide and wait for his teammates to come here. They have flashes and whatnot. The bomb isn't down yet, 40 seconds left. And then Molotov and Jacob got a molly out default. Actually, no, opts to molly van instead. So the bomb could go down here unless Roman does go down, and Peggy will come to his flank and take him down. Jacob not holding the right side ankle. Can he get the early pick here on this retake?
Well, nothing going to be coming out just yet. JT as well, the man on 9 points of health, finds himself Aussie to kick things off. Jacob now no utility. Yep. Can't find a way out without his head being taken, and it's a 9th for Xenex. A little bit of a reset for CAZ. They're going to have some money on some players, but overall not really enough to go for a reinvest. And it's going to be Xenex in double digits before we see another chance for these guys to respond. Oh,
Jacob has the Molotov, and instead opts to throw the Molotov towards the van instead of Molotoving default site when there's only 40 or I think it's like 45 seconds on the clock there. Roman is well in such a good position. I mean, throw the Molotov there, watch the right side flank for your teammate, and you could have won that round. But fortunate scenes here for CAZ as they are reset. It's 9-1 now. This could be potentially a 1-1. Not what I was expecting.
Indeed it could. CAZ going to be going for a little bit of a broken buy this round, trying to kick things off. 3 rifles and a couple of pistols, what they're going to be geared up to use. And I think Xenex sort of realized what's going on with their economical situation, because again, these guys are going to be taking it slow. They're not going to be going for that fast aggression. They're not going to be looking for fights. They're hoping that in this desperate situation, CAZ are going to be coming to them.
Oh look, MCK's in Palace. Never seen that one before. That's 4 rounds in a row now.
He's got further this time.
Yeah, he's got further this time, but at the same time, he's got the same information he's had every single time. There's no one Palace, but they could still walk out ramp. That's why you got Jacob there, the Deagle, and the Molotov at CT. Actually, he's not even spotting ramp, so player could walk out ramp now and just take him down, but he's just, you know, taking that risk, spotting both of those positions, and will spot those players coming towards connector or B short, or mid short, sorry.
Indeed, should have a little bit of information in that way soon. Shaney going to be waiting with the AWP, hoping something comes his way, but Jacob Just lobs a Molotov down and resets. Unfortunately for him, it's going to be to his demise. Shaney still watching that angle, manages to find the first pick. Jakey now going to be aggressive on the B side, making sure that they can't get too comfortable anywhere as Dream drops. And there's going to be 2 men held there as the bomb heads towards A.
You have to give the information there to your teammate that you can't spot balcony. Yeah, you have to be working together. That you have to give the information that you can't see balcony. Balcony smoked off. Careful from short, but instead they're Dream playing close towards that block there at B short, and we'll go down early and give the opening frag onto the B bomb side. The problem is when you've got 3 towards B and 2 of them die, and the bomb goes towards A, you think it's B, but it's actually A. So unfortunate scenes here for CAZ as they lose the force spot. It's going to be 10-1 and potentially 11-1.
Yeah, it's not what they were hoping for, and it's not what I think anybody's going to be hoping for on their CT side. As you said, though, we could see CAZ try and make something of it if they can get...
If it gets 4-11 and they win pistol, that's winnable, honestly. If you're on the T side and you control the CAZ economy, or the Xenex economy, when they're on their CT side, like Xenex are right here, just controlling the CT economy, they're constantly resetting them, constantly keeping them on a low buy, and I believe this will be the pause, the technical one. Not the technical, sorry, the tactical one. Actually, a pause coming out from the T side. Xenex are pausing, so I imagine it's time for a chunder.
Chunder o'clock, as it was so eloquently put.
Right on time, 10-1. I mean, 10-1 at this position. CAZ on the reset. MCK have a rifle. I mean, it's pushed Palace every round. It's not really netted them anything, has it?
More often than not, it's just caused a couple of issues. So, if you're in this game, if you're these guys on CAZ, what are you going to be doing in this round to try and get yourselves back into it? Because obviously, we're in agreement that if they can find themselves 4 rounds and then take pistol, it's a position that they can actually make work. If they can't, if Xenex can take it further than that, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. They're not going to be having a fun time. So, this round, what are you expecting to see? What would you do?
I mean, obviously the thing to say would be get CT aggression going for the information. The problem is they're trying to do that. MCK is trying to do that, but it's just not working for them. If you know Xenex aren't playing heavy towards Palace when they go towards A, maybe play the SK setup, which is 1 player pushed in towards ramp. He's like, so if you're the T's and you're walking up ramp to the close right corner there, I think it's like Cold Zero, he plays there, and he holds the off angle. Then you have Fur, who's playing close ramp, where the T's can spot him up early, and he just baits there, jiggle peeks there for the information. That's the bait setup there. That could work, considering that the T's never really opt for Palace control when they do go towards A, so that could catch a few players off guard. And instead of MCK pushing towards Palace, maybe have some more presence towards ramp and give up that Palace control. Maybe have an AWP, maybe have Dream play jungle or something like that and give up mid and have him watch Palace. Or I mean, when they went for the B aggression as well earlier on into the half, you just saw what happened. 2 players died instantly. I think it was Dream and Roma, maybe Dream and Jacob that died instantly. But the players are ready. The chunder is over, so we can go live into the game. So we can swap from our beautiful faces into the beautiful in-game screen. So, 10-1. 12th round. Now, can CAZ pull this back? They are on the full buy. The full eco, apologies. So, no armor, just an M4 on MCK. He needs to play aggressive here and try and find an early pick. Maybe go towards mid. Instead, just pushing Palace every round and just dies early. Is he going to push round? Is he going to push Palace again?
I was going to say, how much do you want to bet we see a Palace push come out?
He's on balcony, so yeah, he will push Palace again. That's 5 rounds now.
Does he spot anyone there?
No. No one in Palace. He keeps trying to get lucky. Unfortunately for him, he will give the information again that there's no one Palace. So maybe we might have Jacob here rotate towards B. But JT here might get caught off guard from this aggression from MCK.
Yeah, I think Jacob, by this point, realizing that just because Palace is clear, they can't necessarily get comfortable. Going to be sticking around ramp a while longer. JT, though, yep, realizes, I think, exactly where MCK is going to be. Adapts to respond, takes the man out, and it's going to be up to Jacob to try and find something in response. Indeed, he does. Grabs himself an AK, but the hit's already going to be coming in on B, and it's 2 players with pistols to try and hold it off. The last man left alive, no armor, a single smoke, yes, an AK.
Save the AK, save the AK might as well.
The retake's just not going to happen.
The T economy is so strong right now, even taking a few guns out of the Xenex side won't really make much of a difference here. Just try and save for your own economy. $3,100 it costs to buy a rifle, so $3,100 right now on CAZ is worth a lot more right now than it is to Xenex. So try and save the AK. An AK obviously better than an M4 one-shot headshot. So, and the smoke as well could come in handy.
Yeah, it's just about. I mean, I completely agree. It's about what we see from CAZ in the next round now. Xenex have already found 11. They push it to 12, then the game is looking very, very bad for CAZ. They push it to 13, it's even worse. This is where CAZ have to start, and obviously the AK could be a huge help, but Shaney going to be taking it right out of his hands. The AWP from the CT side just feels so completely useless. It's not being worked to get early picks. Instead, Dream plays so passive towards B short. I mean, Cold Zero does it as well. Problem is, though, when Cold Zero does it, you have Fur on your team, and Fur plays CT aggression so well.
always tries to get those opening frags, and on Mirage, it's so important to get the early frag. If you're the CT side, just completely decimates the not the A attack, the T attack. So Shane trying to get the opening frag here. The smoke top mid will fall a little bit late. Obviously, Shane, they're getting the early spawn. He's called smoke top mid a little bit later, so I can get that first. No AWP though on the CAZ side, so will they opt for some aggression somewhere?
At the moment, not looking like we're going to be seeing too much. Even MCK's given up his spot.
Yeah, he's not pushed Palace for once. Instead, where's MCK right now? He's in sandwich, so he is still watching Palace. Actually dances there, does get the refrag. Ozzy though does get the kill, so it's a 4 versus 4, 1 minute 20 on the clock, and now this is where the T's have the advantage once again. They know where Oscar is. The thing is, do they expect only one player A, or will they go back towards B?
Well, they're going to be going back somewhere. Ozzy peeking mid, spots that no one's going to be there, and we do see the rotate coming in from Xenex towards A after all. MCK not going to be in Palace this time, meaning that JT is going to get a chance to run it all the way through. And it is just going to be the one man on side at the moment to try and hold them off. Dream rotating in quickly for the 2-2 split on the CT side. Just about whether these two are going to be able to hold off this push or whether we're going to be seeing them crumble once more. As well as that, there's a man mid. So 3 fronts that Xenex are potentially going to be able to attack on, and 2 men to cover it off.
Well, the problem is that JK is not quite in connector yet. He is going to be in connector now, so this flank can come a lot easier. JT, though, catches Dream off guard. And MCK, I mean, you watch Palace every single round. The one round you're not holding Palace. The T player does get the kill from Palace. JT will get the frag, but MCK gets 2, so it does equal out the numbers to some degree. But Shaney getting the frag onto MCK takes him down. It's going to be Roman in the 1 versus 2. Low HP on JK, though, so this is winnable.
It is indeed, but he's going to have to act fast. Looking for the first. Finds it actually on Shaney, but 19 points of health now. Only a flash to work with, no kit. This is going to have to be almost perfect. Fakes the tap, sees what Jakey's going to be doing.
The
timing just doesn't work out. As soon as he takes his eyes off ramp, Jakey peeks, and he's ready for Roma as he crosses back over a 12th round on the board for Xenex. CAZ getting so close, but still, they don't manage to find themselves a second.
The CT side from CAZ making a bit queasy here. Don't blame Peggy for throwing up. This is awful coming out from them. Unlucky timings there, bad showings from these players, especially after last map winning 16-7 on Xenex map pick. It's now Xenex 12-1 up versus CAZ. 11 rounds on the ball in the row. Sorry, 11 rounds that they have an advantage here. 1-12. So 14th round now. Can CAZ go 12-3? 12-3. We saw Xenex actually win 12-3 versus Generic Team on Cobblestone. Xenex were 12-3 down. They managed to pull the game back and win it. The question is, can CAZ do the same this week and in this game right now?
Well, obviously, if they want to do that, they're going to have to start off here. Again, not the best buy they've ever had. The utility was extremely low. The rifle's not exactly perfect. And if you look at it, most of that utility is already gone. Xenex, on the other hand, they're going to be fully stocked and ready to go when they do decide to. So potentially a little bit of an issue, but CAZ, this time the aggression might actually work in their favor.
Now he's decided to push ramp this time, and oh look, he's actually got a kill. And he has, not the bomb, I thought there was the bomb there for a second, but Peggy will get the refrag. Not the refrag onto MCK, but we'll get a trade frag nonetheless. It's a 4-4 now, 50 seconds on the clock, and it looks like it's going to be the B exec, but there is 2 CTs here. Indeed. Jacob's still at A though. I mean, they've pushed up towards T spawn. Now the T attack comes towards B, and unfortunately, it's just going to be Rome on his own, and he will go down. And Jacob maybe staying a little bit too long towards A. The problem is that he has a shotgun. And a mag 7 with no utility on the retake isn't really going to be too useful, especially as MCK gets flanked. This could be 14-1.5.
Yep, teammate goes down. Jacob with a mag 7. What more can he do? What can he do at all? Just honestly sit and wait. There's no real way to break into a site with a mag 7 and no utility. Not the gun you're going to be wanting. Hopefully, I think at the moment hoping he can find somebody, maybe grab a rifle into the next, but past that, it's just not looking good. Or
hopefully he saves his rifle. But I mean, obviously Jacob does have to have some presence towards A. They could split A through connector, even though MCK has pushed T-spawn. The thing is though, MCK getting that kill in T-spawn, Xenex, they're thinking in their heads, well, we can't really go A now, let's just go B. And once the Molotovs and so come out, you really got to think if you're Jacob, you might have to just gamble rotate. You're 1-12 down, might have to take a few risks here and try and get just 1 round more on the board, see if you can win from that. But they will have a famous buy, an AK, and M4, and so forth. No AWP though, but even if they had the AWP, I don't think it would have been too useful anyway. Playing so passive with it, you need to be getting these opening frags on the CAZ side, and without any CT aggression and CT early kills, Xenex are rolling over them.
Indeed they are this round though. At least no frag coming out right at the start from Xenex, although the AWP going to be doing its work. Jacob down so low, and JT actually able to find him and MCK in 1. Ozzy going to be seeing what he can do coming in from jungle, hoping somebody's going to be in his way, and 2R finds the first, finds the second. That is what CAZ needed. 2 frags in a row, but look where the bomb is.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you lose 2 entries on one site, you do really expect that the T's are going to hit that site instead. Xenex opting in for this B attack. They think, well, we've got 2 kills here. They're going to over-rotate. Let's just hit the other bomb site and catch them off guard. But Roma here on the fast rotate does take down Jakey. So now if he can stop the bomb going down, he can win this. Still 1-man lead for CAZ. Just Roma here. The longer he stays alive, the better. Does take down the bomb. 1 minute now. Peggy in the 1 versus 2.
And he now has a lot more to think about. Obviously, so many places these guys could be coming from. Just waiting, making sure they play it together. Not trying to give him too many chances. So it looks like Peggy's actually going to be seeing if he can do anything on the aggressive to get things rolling here. Flashes out, goes for the peek, manages to spot Dream, finds the frag on 15 points of health. That is really his only option.
Unfortunately, though, Oscar here. Oscar? Not Oscar. Ozzy has the brain here. Oh, actually, no, he's not going to go for the rotate towards A through jungle. Instead, he's going to bait the kill cam and go towards B. Still, though, Ozzy on short, he's going to be fast towards B and he's going to be fast towards A. So, regardless of wherever Peggy decides to go, he is low HP, and Ozzy with the kit, Molotov, flash, smoke, he can smoke the bomb off, tap it, and just bait Peggy out into the peak, and obviously he's going to take 1 bullet and fall over. So, very, very stuck now in the favour of CAZ.
Yeah, Peggy really just...
Does he think it's A?
Gonna have to, oh no, if Oscar...
Oh,
he doesn't know. Ozzy doesn't know. He's going to head towards A.
He can hear it now. He should hear it now. He knows. Yeah, there we go. He has the kit, so it's not the end of the world. He still has time here.
Still, not what you want in a round like this. Not what you want in this sort of game either. And it's now going to be Ozzy coming in. So loud. Still manages to find Peggy, as he was extremely low, but a little close for comfort for CAZ as they finally managed to put a second on the board.
Thing is, though, if you're Peggy and you hear Ozzy, that elephant throwing into kitchen, you could have just hit a little bit more. Could have hit a little bit longer there. Waited for him to jump out window and then shot him in the back there. Obviously, 20/20 vision, looking at the monitors and not being in the game, it's a lot easier for us to make those decisions. 2-13. Can CAZ win the pistol, make it 5, and just try and go from there?
I mean, it's going to be such a horrible task for them to undertake. I don't doubt that we could see them put up a performance on the T side. It's more about how they're actually going to be able to start this off, because if this pistol round doesn't go this way...
Dream being 1 for 14 and being the AWP, when you buy the AWP on those buy rounds and you don't really get anything from it, it's such a big investment in terms of the economy.
How many times did they actually have the AWP there, though?
I think it was 3. Anyway, though, JT going for this early aggression here. Maybe not going to be expecting Dances here playing side. Actually giving up B short, so not going to be playing aggressive towards mid, but they have Peggy there on the aggression towards underpass. Will get taken down by MCK. Shenny in window, can he get the refrag? Unfortunately not, does go down as well to MCK. JT though on short, trying to get a frag as he plays in connector, but MCK with 3 frags now already. CAZ, they've picked up this pistol potentially.
Yeah, it's all MCK at the moment. Jakey going to be seeing what he can do to pull his team back through. Dances as well, jumps down, but can't grab anything for himself, so he drops, and it's going to be all Jakey to make this one happen. The issue for him at the moment, the bomb's on the other side, the players are fast following, and he's going to have to try and break his way back into this one if he wants the round for Xenex.
Yes, exactly. So, no kill on Jakey. Bomb is down, is getting flanked, has 2 players in kitchen as well, so wherever he goes, he's going to go down. He's probably going to try and get a few kills here for the money. Each kill here obviously giving him 300, he can actually save his armor, so he can actually buy potentially a scout as well and drop that over to Dances. Great player, the scout. Will face, however, will go down, but he has got money to buy potentially something better than just a deagle or so. 2.4k, he can buy scout armor here actually.
Yeah. And Xenex obviously going to be trying to shut CAZ down as fast as they can, actually.
Is he thinking about buying the scout? Yeah, there is. Scout armor coming out from Jakey. So how will he use it? Will he go towards mid window and try and get a pick or just a tag there? It's really important to get 1 or 2 tags here as DTs come into the site just to make the retake a lot easier with those pistols.
At the moment he's going to be in CT spawn, so waiting to see people coming through ramp. Potentially actually going to be in a good place to get something going here if they don't anticipate that exact positioning. Peggy as well going to be on the site with the Deagle, already doing some damage, and Dances 2 up close with the 5-7. So a heavy A presence from the CTs, and well, CAZ are going to be running straight into it. Dances manages to find himself 1. The jump shot's going to be coming through from the scout, not doing too much yet, but providing a perfect distraction for Peggy to do the damage.
I mean, they have Molotovs. Ozzy has a Molotov himself, could have mollied on the balcony or mollied. They could have mollied anything. Molly default, molly triple box, molly on the balcony, molly anything, but instead they opted to go for the drive face. And unfortunately for them, they will lose players. JT, though, the 1 versus 2 will go down. 4-13, 9 rounds behind. I mean, when it was Xenex in this position, I didn't really think they were going to win it, but CAZ on the T side, if they can break the economy of Xenex, they can potentially win this. The question is, can they win the first buy round?
Well, we're going to have to wait and find out. We got this one first, where it is going to be all in CAZ's favor. A 5th round almost guaranteed for these guys, as Xenex just going to be running with the USPs and a single P2K. CAZ heading through mid, but Peggy actually going to at least start things off in the right direction. MCK as well, going to get caught out a little bit by Shaney. No Zink coming through, and he's still able to do the damage, but any players that drop are going to be exactly what Xenex is looking for. These guys don't need many rounds now.
It's not really... Okay, so the economy right now for CAZ isn't that important. If they lose a round here, the game's most likely over. Right now, they just want the round wins. They're not really too fast how many players they lose. Obviously, it would impact whether or not they can buy AWPs and keep the AWPs rolling, but... 1 versus 2, Jakey, no armor, no kit. If they just need to get the bomb down right now. They need a rush to get the bomb down, just to make it even harder for Jakey. Gonna plant for ramp. Not ramp, so they're gonna plant for CT and actually have Roma go full back towards CT. Jakey, though, come from mid. Maybe gonna catch off MC off guard, but MC goes towards default, so they're gonna hold the crossfire now. Have the play in CT, watch triple boxes, and also have MCK watch that as well. So it's gonna be impossible for Jakey to win this as long as CAZ play at spot, but maybe they might not expect Jakey going for the flank, and no, they don't. Actually manages to get the headshot onto MCK, and the thing is, you've got to expect, look where the bomb's planted, you've got to expect where he is, and actually throws the nade, so he will know where he is. Roma, though, got to expect that Jakey hasn't got the kit, so doesn't have to face here. Might just jiggle peek here, doesn't have to commit to a spray. Sees him, sees that he's on the bomb. Most likely going to expect him going to save this AK leading to the next round. So, CAZ, they win the 1 versus 2, 5-13.
Indeed, they do. Still, not the not a round that gives you the most confidence in their T side. Obviously, pistols only on Xenex.
Had Molotovs
Stock
as well.
pistols, and they managed to get a huge amount done. And I mean, whilst you talk about the economy not being so important, when there is, I mean, 2 rounds left. If they had that buffer, if they had, sorry, 2 rounds before that, 3 rounds left. Sorry for Xenex to find. If they had that buffer of a single round that they could buy back into, I reckon they'd be feeling a lot more comfortable. As it stands, Xenex win, it's going to be 2 rounds in a row, and Shaney's going to be starting off exactly how you'd like to see. 2 in a row to get things going.
Please.
I don't think we're going to be seeing anybody give another frag up, but CAZ immediately down to just Roma, Jacob, and Dream.
I think what CAZ thought there was, Xenex are so far ahead, they thought, you know what, Xenex are most likely going to have 5 players force buy and not have the AWP in the first gun round, but instead Shaney actually bought a deagle on the force buy, bought no armor, so he did save for the AWP. I don't think CAZ were expecting this AWP coming from Shaney, so they thought they were going to be peeking into a rifle or potentially a scout or something, but instead, Shaney's AWP rains down hell and takes down 2 players early on.
Peggy finds another as well. It means it's Dream with no bomb and no utility left on short. No real way out either, as soon as Xenex know where he is, they are going to be going out guns blazing to take him down. So a 14th round found. And this is where you see the effect of the couple of forces we saw, or rather the force and the eco we saw from Xenex. CAZ, they've got nothing to work with. We're going to be seeing a couple of AKs come out, some pistols as well, but a really subpar buy when you're sort of this close to losing.
I mean, you could go for a fast A split, fast B split, but instead they're going to go for the A fake and head toward B, potentially. Jacob, as I mentioned before, always loves the lurk, doesn't he? Being the IGL, it's usually the IGLs that go for the lurk position as they set up the tactics and they see the rounds in their head, so it's easier for them to lurk and have the timings how they want in their head. So, Shaney is completely kills MCK through the smoke. Will get traded by Dream though from underpass, so unfortunate scenes there for Shaney will go down to Dream. So 4 versus 4, 1 minute 20 on the clock now. Can Jacob win the 1 versus 1 if Jakey decides to get aggressive towards Palace?
Well, we're going to be seeing Jakey's not MCK, so I doubt we're going to be seeing that Palace aggression come through. He doesn't seem like it's something he's too bothered about. Peggy's there as well, so it's not really necessary at this point. Roma though actually going to be going over to join Jacob now, as it looks like we're going to be seeing an A split setup. Yeah, but look at the CT side there. They've obviously really... The thing is, you have so many rounds to work with. It's 14-5. You can take these risks. You can just have 4 players at each side. You don't care if you lose this round. If CAZ goes towards B, you just save. You're still, like, what, 8 rounds ahead. You just take risks, and eventually you will get it right. You will have a full stack onto a bomb site and win that way. So, Xenex, if they opt to risk it this round with so many rounds to play with, they might just win the game straight away. I mean, as well as that, time's going to be running out. 30 seconds on the clock. There's a lot of utility left to be used, so Xenex in a position where they can hold these guys off for a little while longer. Jacob, going to be the man not currently hindered, looking to find his way out towards this site.
The thing is that even if Jacob dies, they could... Oh no, they've actually just decided to go straight out ramp, so here comes the T attack.
Yep, Jakey going to be going down to Roma early on. Dancy's now coming straight through jungle over the rotate. Finds himself one, looks for the second, finds it as well. Can't quite land the third, but it leaves it at least in a 2v2. Jacob, though, manages to grab JT, and it means it's all Peggy to make this one happen, to find match point for his team. There's no pressure on him, though. I mean, he doesn't have to win this round when you think about it. They're so far ahead. He's not really the most stressful situation for him. 1 versus 2. Has the kit, no utility, though. Knows where one player is. Expects Jacob to be towards connector or jungle. Can he find the first frag and win from that? Nope, Jacob just has that crisp headshot, takes down Peggy. 6-14. I mean, if Xenex just stacked the A site there, played a bit risky, they could have maybe taken that down. Dances, though, on the early rotate from jungle, does get 2 frags, but does get traded out, and then Jacob does kill the player that rotated into connector, making it 2 versus 1 very early on into that. So, full save coming out from Xenex, and this is what I meant. If CAZ can break the economy of Xenex, they can get these 3 rounds and maybe mount a comeback. Potentially, yeah. Obviously, it's always a little bit easier on the T side to make sure their economy can't get up and going, make sure you keep them in that position where you are going to have some easy rounds to work with. It's just from what we saw earlier on, those easy rounds, those anti-ecos aren't necessarily so easy after all. I mean, Xenex still in a position where they can do damage to these guys, and Dancy is going to be demonstrating that for us there. Finds the first with a deagle, falls back off, and a 5v4 is initiated. CAZ obviously still at the advantage, but not really in a position still where they can give up guns. And Jakey, look at this.
Oh, that's a whiff, but does get one. Dream will trade him out, so still in favor of CAZ in this position, even though there's a one-man advantage to Xenex. No armor, pistols, USPs, deagles, and whatnot, so it's going to be a lot harder for Xenex to get these frags. CAZ potentially going to be 7-14, and at this point, 7-round difference. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, Peggy, though, going to be pushing through Palace, seeing if anybody more is going to be presenting themselves to him. Currently, nobody going to be coming on through, so not a huge amount the man can do from that position, but gaining some intel for his team is going to be useful. 2 men over towards B, 1 man looking mid, and I don't know, I honestly still feel like in a round like this, CAZ could still lose, what, 1-2 more players?
I mean, potentially, depends which side they hit. The problem is, look at the positions on the CT side towards B. They are starting to rotate towards it. They've got the information. You have Peggy that's pushed all the way, and double Molotov towards Van. Not really what you want to see, but not the end of the world. JT and Dance is here to hold this B site.
Yeah, I'm just going to be waiting. Dream coming in through mid, though, to help his teammates out, potentially in a position where he can catch some people off guard, and indeed he does. JT drops immediately. Roma takes advantage and picks up Dancy's.
Wait, if he can sort the bomb plant.
It's going to be Shaney back. Yep.
Hide! Or can they get the bomb down? Yes, they have. Half a millisecond there. They will get the bomb down with 1 second to spare. My goodness, that could have been very, very, very close. But CAZ, they win it somehow through the skin of their teeth. They take this round and make it 7-14.
Indeed they do. The pressure's still going to be on, though. Xenex still a fair way in the lead, and CAZ still just have to continue putting one foot in front of another, keep winning these rounds again and again, and exactly make the best of a bad situation, as well as that you comment no AWP.
Yeah, with no AWP here, they might see some aggression, maybe a double push Palace. Actually, no, this is going to play more of a default style here. Maybe even to try and retake mid through connector. Not really too sure on the setup. They have 1 player stairs and 1 player default 8, so it's not really the best setup coming from Xenex. They're playing half retake, half committed towards the site, so see what happens when those smokes come out if they do opt to go towards A. That is CAZ. But CAZ slowly taking over this mid control. And the thing is, they won't really be expecting Shaney here holding this off angle towards connector. If he hides and crouches behind the box, and then you have, I believe it's Peggy there, connector. If he just jiggle peeks out, baits for Shaney, Shaney can get 1 or 2 frags there for free. Nope, instead opts to fall back, and after that connector smoke, maybe potentially expecting Dances here to see a few players push up the B short.
At the moment, though, again, nobody going to be giving themselves up early on. CAZ playing fairly hidden right now, just not giving opportunities really for frags to be found, and Jacob actually going to be taking himself through to connector as the rest of his team decide to rotate round for A. So it looks like we're going to be seeing an A split come out here, and Xenex once more challenged on that site.
I actually like that setup though earlier on. We're having Shaney in that connector position there behind the box, crouched there, but instead Jacob will be in connector instead. Peggy's still holding the off angle there. The problem is though, is he exposed to Palace? I'm not really too sure. No AWP though on the T side, so it's not really going to make too much of a difference, but without the AWP, they're going to opt for the smoke. They're going to try and take control of this site. Thing is though, Peggy spots the rifle and takes down Jacob. So, 1-man lead already, and low HP on MCK. This is looking too good for CAZ.
No, it is not. Jakey still going to be on the site as well, ready to do some damage. Finds himself 1, ducks behind the boxes, looks for more, but can't find Dream. Instead, it's going to be Shaney taking advantage of the no smoke.
Gap in that
find one, a gap there, as you were saying. Going to allow for another frag to come through, and Peggy cleans up 15-7 at the moment. Xenex looking set to win this one as CAZ, their economy's still sort of in the dumps.
So, I was going to say, a bad setup there for Xenex if the smokes came out. And, you know, what we saw there was Jakey alone on the site. If Jakey goes down there, the A-bomb site is up for grabs for CAZ. But actually, a failed smoke coming from CAZ, allowing Peggy to peek through a gap that he will net himself a frag. And no CT smoke. I'm not sure if they had one, but if they did and they forgot to smoke CT, that's awful for them. Probably just didn't have it, though. Instead, here comes the force to execute. The CT will be smoked, stairs will be smoked, and jungle as well, I believe. So, Jakey there, alone on the site, goes down, but Peggy though, goes through bench, pushes through, gets the trade, but unfortunately himself will be traded as well. And there's a tiny gap there. Shaney can't really see too much there. Much better smoke coming this time.
Yeah, and Xenex now in a position where they're going to have to go for these retakes. Shaney, though, still watching, manages to start things off strong. Finds himself 1 to get things going. JT going to be coming through from jungle as well, so an attack on many fronts coming out, and Roma going to be giving himself away. JT with a lovely shot to keep things going. It's Dream now as the last man alive. Finds himself an AK crouched in CT. Manages to dodge the flash and just going to be pushing towards these players. Unfortunately for him, It's not going to work out. JT takes his head off, and that is the game. 16-7 twice in a row.
Just an abysmal CT side from CAZ there. I mean, maybe if they started T, they could have got something rolling there, but instead they will fall short. 16-7 both maps actually.
Yeah,
Going 1 for 1. CAZ actually losing their map pick and Xenex losing their map pick. So